Today, rapper Nicki Minaj will speak alongside UN Ambassador Mike Waltz to address the targeted killings of Christians in Nigeria. The singer has praised the White House for taking action and thanked the White House for the chance to speak, writing, "I am so grateful to be entrusted with the opportunity of this magnitude. I do not take it for granted. It means more than you know. The Barbs," which is a nickname for her fan base, "and I will never stand down in the face of injustice. We've been given are influenced by God. There must be a bigger purpose." Joining me now is research analyst for the Foundation of Defense of Democracies, Mariam Waba. Mariam, thank you so much for joining us. Before we get to Nicki Minaj, give us the backstory here and tell us what's happening when it comes to Christians in Nigeria.
Well, it's good to be with you this morning, Carly. Look, we're seeing the president really spotlight an issue that's been going on for decades now, the targeting of Christians, the persecution of Christians in Nigeria and really Africa at large. What's happening in Nigeria is particularly interesting because the persecution falls into two main categories in my eyes. You're seeing the classic Islamists that's talking about Boko Haram, ISIS, the Islamic State. And what's more interesting, what we're seeing the president and Ambassador Mike Waltz highlight is these Fulani herder militias that are targeting Christian farmers, and this is really where the spotlight lands on them.
For religious reasons. They want to kill Christians because they're not Muslim, is that right?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, there's of course some sectarian dynamics here, and you have the Fulani militant herders who are herders and Christians who are primarily farmers, and there are some conflicts when it comes to how these two ethnic and different people who are doing different things and how they're interacting with each other. But we're seeing these Fulani herders militize, create militaries to attack Christians for their faith.
So how big of a deal is this speech by Nicki Minaj today?
Look, as a Nicki Minaj fan, some might even call me a barb. I think this is a huge deal. Anytime a recording artist or really anybody with a platform chooses to champion an issue like religious persecution, and more specifically Christian persecution, I think it's a wonderful thing and we should certainly encourage it.
And you saw that comment from her, that X post, where clearly this is an issue that means a lot to her. She could put herself in the shoes of Nigerian Christians and what they're going through. But could speaking out and working with the Trump administration on something like this come at a personal cost to her?
Look, the politics involved here are clear. I think where Nicki Minaj is coming from, and I think where we ought to encourage and applaud it, is that there is a clear issue here, one that people are going to great lengths to discount and disprove, and she sees that her voice is valuable. And I think when it comes to using her platform to shed light on this issue, we can only applaud it and we can only encourage her working with the administration.
And President Trump has threatened military action inside Nigeria. Is that something you foresee happening?
Look, I'll speak here anecdotally. As a Coptic Christian myself, another persecuted Christian group in the Middle East, I've been in sticky situations, and I would have loved nothing more in those moments than an American airstrike to come and kill some bad guys. But to understand what's really going on in Nigeria, we have to acknowledge that as much as we'd like an airstrike to fix this issue, it simply will not, and we need to address it with a little bit more nuance.
What do you mean by that? What do you think would fix this issue, resolve it?
Look, what we're seeing from the Nigerian government is denial, and I think this is where the story starts. We have to get our facts straight. We're obviously seeing our elected officials throw out some numbers, whether it's 7,000 Christians killed in the last year or 100,000 killed in the last decade or so. I think we have to get our numbers straight, we have to get our facts straight, and then we can begin to address the problem.
Well, it's an issue that, as you say, has been going on for decades, and today Nicki Minaj will be at the UN speaking about it to raise awareness and hopefully promote change. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Appreciate it.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.